Darrell Jazz Johnson, The Gospel Herald, CitySportsReport.com. I'm here with two New York Knicks beat writers, Ohm from ESPN and Frank from the New York Daily News. Absolutely, the big paper in New York. How are you guys doing today?
Good, really good. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, Ohm?
Doing great.
So the 2014-2015 New York Knicks, the fans are getting their first look at the new look team with Derek Fisher as a coach, Phil Jackson as GM in the triangle offense. What are we expecting from the team tonight and this season?
Well, they're going to need Carmelo Anthony to play well. I almost wonder if they would be better off with Derek Fisher on the court and Phil Jackson maybe on the bench. But as long as they have Carmelo, you're going to be a competitive team. Carmelo is still one of the elite players in the league. I don't care what offense Carmelo's in. He's going to be tremendous.
I think it's going to be a learning process with the triangle. I mean, you look at Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. It all took them time to really learn how to be patient with this system, and they had, the benefit of having a really good team and a good cast around them. Carmelo obviously does not have a great cast around him, so he's going to have to be patient. And I'm eager to see how Derek Fisher's going to do his first time as head coach.
And what you should do is make sure you play this tape for the rest of the players in the locker room that Ohm said Carmelo doesn't have a good cast. But he's right, though, because when he mentioned Michael and Kobe, Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc. Later on, they had Dennis Rodman there, Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright when he first came in. And then Kobe obviously had Shaq and Pau Gasol. So that was championship caliber talent. And the other thing is, Phil Jackson was a proven coach by the time he got to L.A. We all want to see Derek Fisher do well, but it is his first time ever coaching. And Mark Jackson had to go through it. Jason Kidd went through it last year, and now Steve Kerr is obviously going through it this year in Golden State.
One of the people who should be important to this team is Iman Shumpert. It should be a pinnacle year for him. What should we expect from Iman Shumpert this year?
Well, I think the one thing is there's the opportunity for Shumpert. If you look at all of Phil Jackson's past teams, the reason why I keep bringing up Phil is because obviously he's the guy that's going to put this team together. In his vision, there was always a long, athletic, defensive guy. Obviously, he's not Scottie Pippen, but maybe he could do something like Ron Harper later in his career. Shumpert's the one guy on this team that can defend, create some offense from his defense, and the Knicks are going to need that.
I think Iman Shumpert, a little less rapping, a little more staying healthy.
I like the rapping. What about the hair? You like the hair?
I do. I actually do like the hair, but my thing is, I think Iman Shumpert has got a little too much of a chip on his shoulder. For a guy who hasn't really done that much, I've been a big fan of his. To me, he can play both ends of the court. He's athletic, but to me, he carries himself like a guy that's accomplished a lot. He hasn't accomplished anything yet. For someone who hasn't accomplished anything, would you agree with me? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but he is right. There is a chip on his shoulder, which can be a good thing, but sometimes for him it can be a bad thing. The one thing I think about Phil Jackson though and Fisher, I think these guys, Phil has that aura where these guys want to prove something to Phil.
Yeah.
So I think that could be something that's good. Obviously, Phil's not on the bench, but I do think these guys know there's a different aura around this team, knowing that Phil's watching. Maybe it's just me, but
that and the fact that Shumpert's contract will be up, so he wants to prove a lot so he can get paid. But I think when you look at players as two-way players, to me, he's a two-way player. He can defend and he can score, but he needs to get better because we've been waiting for him to blossom, and we haven't seen it. He was better to me as a rookie, and then that playoff series against Indiana, he was very good.
Final question for the both of you. He's almost a forgotten man, not on the salary cap, but on the court. Amar'e Stoudemire. What can we expect from Amar'e Stoudemire this season?
I'm going to tell you what you can write it down. What you can expect from Amar'e Stoudemire: professionalism, pride, and he will give 100%. So if Amar'e Stoudemire is in a position where his leg is bothering him, he will do everything he can to get back out on the court. So to me, Amar'e is an ultimate professional. He could have packed it in 3 years ago, still pocketed his money, and be hanging out on a beach somewhere. To me, Amar'e's got a lot of pride, and that's a great thing to have in your locker room.
I'm eager to see how Amar'e's going to fit in the triangle. Obviously, he's a guy that made his career a lot on pick and rolls and things like that. But I think in this triangle, he can shoot the mid-range jumper, he can drive, and he might have some post-up opportunities. I'm eager to see how he can do. Just want to see him stay healthy.
So final question, going back to what you asked before the interview began, where did you get your start,
I got my start under this guy right here. This guy taught me everything. He's Yoda, and I'm Luke Skywalker, and I'm trying to learn from him.
And look at what's happened. His career is like this, and my career is flatlined. And now I need him to get me a job. That's the way it works in this business.
Thank you much. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure interviewing the two of you together.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I will, as soon as this is up, I'll